Hello, and welcome to another Cosmos DB Design Patterns. I'm Jasmine.
Hey, I'm Mark.
Hey, Mark. Today, we're going to learn about the materialized view design pattern. Now, as a developer, you want your system, you want your apps to be performant, right? You're thinking about performance a lot of the times. You want your end users to have a positive experience your app so that they come back. And materialized view is a way to apply that so that not only that your end users get their queries or data they're looking for faster, but also a way for you to save a little money, right? Because remember that with Cosmos DB, you are spending what we call RUs or resource units, right? So every query, everything that you do can cost a little bit of computational currency, so to speak. Now let's take a look at the materialized view design pattern here in the repository. Now the way that you're going to apply materialized view is essentially structurally. So a materialized view really is focused around organizing your data by particular partition. And so in this particular case, we're looking at some sales data. So on the left here, we have all this customer sales data, right? And that's partitioned by customer ID. This might be a view for somebody who is maybe in customer service, maybe somebody who is, even the customer themselves, right? They want to look at the history of their sales. But then on the right side, we have some actual materialized views here, right? Here we have a product by materialized view by product. This might be for folks who are managing things like inventory, right? Or this also could be a view for those who might be perusing your sales site or something like that. We also have partition by customer ID and by quarter. And so the way that this works is that when somebody makes a query, for example, for a particular product, you're going to want to use the product container that is actually taking advantage of the partition, the product partition key. This will save you again that computational currency, those RUs that I've been talking about. So let's look at how we can apply this in our demo here. So I'm going to open up the materialized view demo here. And the first thing I'm going to take a look at is the data generator. And we're going to look at this little program here. This is a little console app that creates some data for us. And you can see we go ahead and ask how many sales records we want to create. And that just goes ahead and we go ahead and enter that into our sales container. Now, at this point, right, we enter this data in. How do we organize it into this particular materialized view for better query performance? We're going to actually take advantage of the Cosmos DB change feed here in this function app here. And we have a function here called materialized view processor. Now, this processor, it responds to a Cosmos DB trigger. So whenever something gets inserted, this function will respond. And here we're going to be inserting the data into another container called sales by product, and we're going to be taking advantage of the partition key, the product partition key here. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a run. I'm going to hop into here. And here is the console app. I'm about to run it. And here it just says the code will generate sample sales data in the materialized views database in the sales container with a partition key of customer ID. So this data is going to go into sales container. I'm just going to go ahead and press enter. And then let's check out the Cosmos DB trigger or the function called materialized view processor. And oh yes, let me create number of sales records. So let's go ahead and add 3. And let's go ahead and watch our function app go. And here we are. We have 3 documents created. And we're going to go ahead and check out our collection. So I'm going to go ahead and hop into Azure. Here we are in the Data Explorer. And here I am in the Materialized Views database. And here we have Here we are in the sales container. So this is the container that we first encounter in the console app, right, where we're just inserting sales data. And you can see that this is partitioned by customer ID. But again, what if we want to look by sales or by product? Well, here we have the sales by product container here that is partitioned by the product. So this will be better query performance if you are doing things like inventory or something like that. So so that's pretty much it. And I highly recommend you check this out and give us a try. Also, a really super easy and simple design pattern to add yourself and create yourself and try. What do you think, Mark?
I love this. This is one of my favorites, and just another killer use case for Cosmos. I mean, you've got change feed again, making it easy to do stuff that customers should be doing. Like you pointed out, like some of these queries can get rather expensive. I mean, you can store an infinite amount of data in Cosmos. You don't want to query an infinite amount of data at once. Partitioning matters. If you can get your high concurrency or high volume queries into a single partition and run them that way, you're going to save a ton of money, and they're going to be faster too. And again, change feed and Azure Functions just makes that so easy to implement this stuff. You could go and create a new function, create a new materialized view, use that to serve queries, and just go nuts.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you got to use change feed. You can't use a product without change feed. And Functions just makes it easy to host all that stuff too. So why not?
Yeah, funny enough, we've been talking about all these different design patterns, Mark, and one that came to mind, and actually is in the repository, we is event sourcing, right? And we talk again, we use the material, or excuse me, we use the Azure function. We take advantage of the change feed to store the history of a history of the states that have changed over time in a particular product. And one of the things in the repository it suggests is storing it as a materialized view, right? Because now you have a little bit more, especially when that data starts to grow, right? That's a lot of data to store. You want to partition that in a clever way so that again you save money.
Yep, you could use it to archive data off, put that into a cold store. You can put it into a different container and use that to serve queries. Change feed is it's your Swiss Army knife for basically building event-driven applications using Cosmos. So there you go. I should
Definitely.
be in marketing.
Oh, but so that's it for this particular design pattern. If you want to try this one or other ones in the repository, go to aka.ms Azure Cosmos DB /design patterns. Thanks for joining us, and we hope to catch you at the next one.
Bye-bye.